Hi there! Today we present the list of incredible auto monsters or huge machine exceeding the size of the Empire State Building that build multi-ton bridges and drilling huge tunnels. We have prepared 10 of the craziest machines that ever existed. Let's start. In the 60s, the USSR produced orange ATVs with the aim of invading the USA via the North Pole. And although some of it, of course, is a fairy tale, a giant brick-colored machine existed. However, there was only one. ZIL-167E was developed in 1963 for the needs of residents of the far north, where for many hundreds of miles there is nothing but an ice wilderness and rocky faults. The chief engineer of the ZIL auto plant in Moscow, Vitaly Grachev, observing how the long-legged moose walks through deep snow, decided that the machine should have huge wheels, resembling the powerful legs of this animal. The 28-inch wheel, taken from the tractor of the Maz 529E, was ideal, but for a snowmobile ATV it was too heavy. The solution was found by developing of a lightweight fiberglass disc. With the new lightweight wheels, the machine easily overcame various mounds and faults. On the body of the all-terrain vehicle, there was an image of a running moose, which later became the symbol of the ZIL plant. This monster moved with the help of two 6-liter 180 horsepower engines. The length was 30 feet, the width and height 9 feet. The curb weight was 12 tons, and the load carrying capacity was 5 tons. Today, this unique vehicle can be admired in the State Military Technical Museum. The following exhibit that resembles a huge centipede is a self-propelled modular transporter, SPMT, short for the self-propelled modular trailer. This multi-wheeled heavyweight with the 600 horsepower is designed for transporting huge structures, bridges, oil platforms, houses, and even ships. When transporting such super heavy loads weighing up to 15,000 tons, the probability of damage to the road surface is very high. So it is important to efficiently distribute the load on the surface, and the machine itself must cope with the curvature of the highway. However, have no doubts, the giant is controlled with just one electronic console, and it is very cool. And even though it has so many wheels that you can hardly count them, they are all manageable and can rotate by 90 degrees, which ensures synchronous movement of all axes in the group and high accuracy of maneuvering. This is especially important because if such a machine leaves the road, then there may be considerable destruction. And here is the longest road train in history. When the Ministry of Defense instructed the engineers of the Hrrington company to create a train on wheels, which did not require special conditions for cargo transportation. 4 years later, the first version appeared, the 4-wheel drive LCC-1. The road train consisted of a locomotive truck and 3 cars. Each wheel had an electric motor, and the generator was a 600-strong diesel of the locomotive. But the experiments continued, and 4 years later, the legendary TC-497 Overland Train Mark II appeared. It was 567 feet long and consisted of 14 cars. All the wheels, and there were 54 of them, were equipped with an individual electric motor, and the car itself with 4 powerful gas turbine engines with a total capacity of 5,000 horsepower. The giant size of the road train created certain difficulties in the management, so the developers installed an electronic control system on the TC-497, which in those years was a real technological breakthrough. The driver passed commands from the control panel to the executive devices on all links, so that each link would begin executing the maneuver at the same point as the head locomotive did. The result was maneuverability, which allowed a super road train to easily go around various obstacles. The tests lasted for more than 7 years, and the cost of the whole project was $3.7 million. The project was considered too expensive and thus it was closed. In addition, at that time, a transport helicopter, Sikorsky CH-54 Tara, was launched to transport heavy loads. Unlike the land giant, it did not need roads at all. The next on our list is the four-wheel drive SUV Hrrington Marmon Rhino with hollow displacement semi-spherical wheels. This interesting amphibian ATV was created for patrolling the off-roads of Alaska and Canada. After all, such unusual wheels allowed it to move anywhere on land and even on water. The indisputable pluses included a low center of gravity and large front wheels, thanks to which the ATV could tilt 75 degrees in both directions. It was easy for the vehicle to overcome steep climbs and at the same time not to turn over. The ATV had a switchable 2- and 4-wheel drive and developed the speed of up to 45 miles per hour thanks to a diesel engine with a capacity of 100 horsepower. Being in the water, the ribbed ledges of hollow wheels accelerated it to 4 miles per hour. This strange amphibian tadpole was being developed for 14 years, but was never put into the production. And this is a very cool Grandel fire engine. Its fire boom supplies water not only to the roof of a burning building, but also through it directly to the fire. It easily breaks the roof with the mace located at the end of the boom. From the same mace through 3 rows of nozzles, water is supplied under pressure, and it has an effective spray angle of 180 degrees. To get to the fire's point of origin, Grandel will break through windows, walls, and even reinforced concrete structures in thin metal. Using a remote control, only one person controls the entire operation. Have you ever wondered what will happen if an ordinary crawler excavator is put on rails? Then you will get something like a Colmar T10000 FSC road loader, which is able to move on a Caterpillar track by rail. For this purpose, in front and behind the tracks, there are railway wheels that can descend and rise. To comfortably move on and off the rails, the Caterpillar wheelbase can spread out to the required distance. The tractor carries various loads thanks to an adjustable center of gravity. Its maximum speed by rail is 24 miles per hour. Such a vehicle can go anywhere where there are tracks or a trench. Will make a loading with a universal grab, lay the rails, and even cut bushes and trees along the road. In a region where oil spills as an inexhaustible fountain, races on Barkans take place on extremely charged off-road cars. And among the first here is Sheikh Hamad bin Hamdan Al Nahyan, a car fan who owns a huge collection of cars. One of the wildest and most incomprehensible vehicles here is a 10-wheeled SUV built from God knows what. And if the Sheikh thinks that this shining, freshly painted locomotive does not attract enough attention, he will be able to change into a very intricate replica of the Dodge Power Wagon that is 8 times bigger than the original SUV. It can boast 4 bedrooms inside and it weighs 50 tons. Or the Sheikh can use a quadrupled copy of the legendary military Jeep Willys, which is even included in the Guinness Book. Or he can drive another enlarged copy of the famous brand, the world's largest 4-wheel drive Ford Mustang, with a capacity of 532 horsepower. This record-holding vehicle was built by the Japanese corporation Hitachi Zosen on request of the USA. This is the world's largest tunneling complex, Bertha, which weighs 6.100 tons and is 326 feet long. The device was disassembled in 40 parts before being sent to Seattle, where it was assembled in a launching pit at the southern end of the future tunnel. From there, a record 57.5 feet in diameter drill rig moving with a step of 6.5 feet to the north end. The rotating 25,000 horsepower part of the complex, equipped with 260 special cutters for various soils, moved with a speed of 32 feet per day. To date, Bertha's work has been completed. 1.8 miles long tunnel is finished and will be opened in October of 2018. In August, a machine worth $80 million will be cut into parts of 20 tons each and melted down. This 300-foot monster helps people build crossings. The Chinese Miracle SLJ 932 segmental bridge launching machine is designed for the construction of long bridges consisting of a large number of spans. This machine does 80% of the work on the movement, installation, and fixing of the finished segments of the road cloth to pre-installed supports. And although the construction of a bridge with the help of such a machine still requires manual labor, the difficulty is now incommensurably smaller. The weight of the machine is about 580 tons. During its life, it can lay 700 to 750 spans, although there are some machines that laid 1,000 spans, 950 tons each. And finally, the largest machine in the world capable of independent movement. It is an Overbuden conveyor bridge F60 mining machine. The giant is larger than the Eiffel Tower and the aircraft carrier of the Nimitz class, 1,646 feet long, and with a record weight of 13,600 tons. It moves with the help of two-wheeled chassis, each with 760 wheels mounted on powerful rails. There is an entire platform substation with power electric cables on the additional rails. Half of the wheels on each side have electric drives. The speed of the machine in production mode is 29 feet per minute, and the total amount of energy consumed by the F60 during operation is 27,000 kilowatts. Thank you for watching. Subscribe to the channel and see you soon.